No, I'm not going to wait 7 minutes so you can have a 3, Chad. Ah, come on now. Well, look, there's 2 6s there. So that's like having 4 3s. That's cheating, Danny D. I don't care. I'm not sitting here for 7 minutes. I'll get you some 3s later. If you're good, Chad. You weren't good to Santa Claus last night. You didn't show up at Santa Claus's live stream. I was sleeping, Danny D. I was tired. I had to go sleep. Well, how would you like it if Santa Claus went to sleep instead of coming to visit your house in December? All right, now. Do a whole show with me and Chad just sitting here in the car. Good morning to you from Lapland and Finland at the Arctic Circle. Yeah. Go look up Santa Claus Live Workshop or something like that, and you'll know what I mean. I'm not going to explain it. Something Chad found. Now he's got me into it. Watching Santa Claus every morning at 3 in the morning. What else have I got to do, right? Yeah. And look at that. No cars in the way. That's amazing. Well, on the last video, I was playing an old Dr. D show, but only got as far as halfway through the top 10, which means we got the other 5 songs of that to listen to. But Tim Ryan, who transferred the cassette tapes to DVD or CD, when it got to the middle half of the top 10 and he had to change because there wasn't enough room to put the rest of the tape on that particular CD, finished up whatever tape or whatever time was left on the CD with some extra songs from his own collection that he just threw in there. So first let's listen to Chad's Bling Bling Bling. And then the dip. It even says dip right there, Chad. You see it? See right there, the sign says dip. It warns us there's a dip coming up. All right, now, dip sign. Here it goes. Here we go. Ready? Dip. All right, now, dip in the highway. Sometimes I wonder if that sign is informing me that there's a dip or if it is calling me a dip. Dip? Hey, I'm not a dip. Okay. We're taking the short way home today, seeing as how I don't need to stop for gas. Probably not till tomorrow or the next day. So we'll take the short way, which gets a little bumpy. I'll try my best to steady the camera when it gets bumpy, but it's dangerous to drive with just one hand, using the other hand to steady the camera, especially around curves. So I'll do my best, but I don't guarantee you're not going to have some bumpy visuals later on. Here's Chad's other favorite sound. Click, 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 click. Can you move the dog pound? noticed a sign there that said they moved. That was the dog pound that was right in front of us. It used to be. Wonder where they moved to. And when. How long has it been that I haven't noticed that sign that says we moved? Well, it's just now getting to the point where it's light when I come down this way, so maybe it's been a while and I just didn't see it because it was dark. And look at that open freeway. After this car passes me here, that guy right there, I only have one car behind me, and it's like probably about 3/4 of a mile back there. Pretty wide open still. The latest projection is that people can start going back to semi-normal getting out of the house habits in about a month. They keep pushing it back, but they're hoping that this time it'll be around the middle of May. People can start going back to work and back out to, just do general things that they normally would do that they're not allowed to do anymore. Because everybody's quarantined to stay at home, stay safe. Yeah, it's so nice to go on this ramp here and not have to worry about cars next to me or cars behind me or slow cars in front of me. Just take it at my leisure. Won't be like this tomorrow, but it won't be as bad as it normally would be. I'll take it for now. There's nobody behind me and nobody in front of me. Kind of weird, kind of spooky. You know what? I went the wrong way. I was supposed to go straight on the 55. Oh well. We'll go down here and hit the 91, and it'll be just as well. I forgot all about that until I got out of that curvy on-ramp. I was supposed to go straight, not on the curvy on-ramp. Then we wouldn't have got to see how dead it was. Or Angel Stadium. Hi, Angel Stadium. Hope we get to play some baseball there before the year's out. Not looking good, though. It's not looking good for any concerts that might have taken place here at the pond, the Anaheim Arena, where the Mighty Ducks play, which is right over there behind that big circular roof thing, which is the Amtrak station. Oh, won't be any concerts there this summer, I don't think. Alright, now I gotta remember to get on the 91. It's coming up here pretty fast. Honda Center, that's what it is. It's not the Anaheim Arena anymore. It was the Anaheim Arena. It was the pond. I guess the pond is its nickname, but its official name is the Honda Center. Everything has to be sponsored by a corporation now. Luckily, Anaheim Stadium is just still Anaheim Stadium. It's not, Walmart Stadium. I think I would throw up if they changed it to Walmart Stadium. Let's go see the Angels play. Where? At Walmart Stadium. Okay, I'm going to shut up and let's let's listen to the last few songs that Tim Ryan gave us to listen to. And then I'll switch CDs and we'll hear the rest of the top 10.
Madam Books was quite beloved, servants by the score, footmen at each door, butlers and maids galore. But one day Dan, her kitchen man, gave in his notice he's through. She cried, oh,
to like that with all those boing, 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 boing. Looks like we're stuck behind a CHP car that is escorting us through this area because there's a lot of road work going on. How far is he going to escort us? I don't know. Is he still up there zigging and zagging? I can't really see. There's a truck in front of me. Yeah, he's still up there. We can't do anything until he peels off to the right and says it's okay to go. I had to take this way, huh? Could have been going the other way. What the hell, dude? Come on. Just get out of the way and let us go. This guy on a motorcycle thinks he's going places. You gotta stay behind too. He's just going to get up there at the front of the pack, so as soon as the cop veers off, he's going to take off. But in the meantime, he's got to wait with the rest of us. Looks like we just barely missed getting through. Although, I don't know. I don't know what was going on. Maybe the whole freeway was blocked off. Would have been sitting back there. Maybe we got here just at the right time. I just don't know. I know this is a pain in the ass, that's what I do know. Just had to go this way, didn't I, Chad? Yeah, Danny D, you just had to go that way, didn't you? Just had to do it. Just had to go this way, Danny D. Doing 25 miles an hour on the freeway. It's ridiculous. It's going to take just as long as if I went the other way, which is a longer drive, but now time-wise, it's going to end up being about the same. Tell me the cop got off at Imperial Highway. Feels like it. We're starting to speed up again. Wow, I went to having nobody in front of me and behind me to having everybody in front of me and behind me. For an uncrowded freeway this morning. Well, look way down there ahead of us. You can see there's nobody way down there. So we should start making good time. As long as there's not any idiot way up here in the front of the pack that's poking along. Merge right. Why? Why should I? Just because you say so? Hey, dummy, the sign said merge right, not left. Obviously, there was some overnight construction I didn't know about. How about that? Merge right, my ass. That's a snowplow. What the hell's a snowplow doing on the freeway? There's another one. Alright, got a couple more songs and we'll get to the rest of the top 10. Sorry for that interruption. Kind of interesting though, wasn't it? Wasn't it?
I true. I love living in a lighthouse. Oh, well. I dream of living in a lighthouse, baby, every single day. I dream of living in a lighthouse, so I wouldn't buy the bay. So if you wanna make my dreams come true, be a lighthouse keeper, then we could live in a lighthouse, so I wouldn't buy the bay. Won't that be okay?
Is the story of a lovely lady who's bringing up three very lovely girls. All of them had hair of gold, the youngest one in girls. Is the story of a man named Brady, was busy with three boys of his own, living all together, yet they were all alone. So the one day when the lady met this fellow, and they knew that it was much more than a hunch, that this group of theirs must somehow form a family. That's the way they all became the Brady Bunch. The Brady Bunch. The Brady Bunch. Beyond the shadow of a doubt, that's the way they became the Brady Bunch. That's the way they became the Brady Bunch. That's the way they became the Brady Bunch. Bunch, bunch, yeah.
Chad probably liked that one too. Lots of fart, fart, fart. Phew, phew, phew. And stink, stank, stunk. And whiff it, whiff it, whiff it. Fan it, fan it, fan it. Ramp closed ahead. They're closing everything. Damn. Damn. Damn it. Eventually, I have to change the CD so we can hear the rest of the top 10 from the other day. But I can't do it just right yet. So enjoy the drive until I get myself straightened out here. I don't know if this is going to pick up from the middle of the number 6 song or what. We were in the middle of listening to the Lumberjack song and got interrupted, and then had some of Tim Ryan's selections to listen to. So I got the next CD in there, and let's find out. If we come back into the middle of the Lumberjack song, we'll know we're picking it up pretty much from where we left off.
I should have they come in with 1 or 2 in the top 10. They came in with 2 in the top 10, of which that is one. That is the Lumberjack song, and that is number 6 on the top 10 on the Dr. Demento Show. And here comes number 5, one that we haven't played for a while. Some people find this recording a little bit monotonous, but it does build up a hypnotic quality after a while, more than most Monty Python recordings do. And thinking of Monty Python, they of course have become famous on television. That reminds me that next week from 8 to 9, Dr. Demento salutes television. We're going to play some very odd songs about television. One mention of television going way back to 1930, and of course lots of more modern ones too, and then lots of strange things, famous and infamous things, done by people who have appeared at one time or another on television. You'll hear Milton Berle meet Donald Duck and all kinds of wonderful things. That's next week, and also a tribute to Beatlemania next week. We're going to be playing some of those crazy things like My Boyfriend Got a Beatle Haircut and I'm Better Than the Beatles by Brad Berwick. And you've never heard of Brad Berwick, of course. That's because he's better than the Beatles, which means he's too good for the rest of us mortals. And we're also going to have live in the studio next week the 5th Beatle, Murray the K, who's going to talk about Beatlemania. Okay, now that I've kept you in suspense for a while, on to number 5, featuring Monty Python, song petition by David Childs, Rich Culloden, and the Fast Talkers of Crossroads School.
And now, here's a magnificent recording made in the Wye Valley of an ordinary travel agent's office. Note the huge-breasted typist in the background.
Good morning.
Oh, good morning. Do you want to come upstairs?
Beg your pardon?
Do you want to come upstairs? Oh, or have you come to arrange a holiday?
To arrange a holiday.
Oh, sorry.
What's all this about coming upstairs?
Oh, nothing. Now, where do you think you're going?
India.
Ah, one of our adventure holidays.
Yes.
Well, you better see Mr. Bounder about that. Mr. Bounder, this gentleman is interested in the India Overland.
Morning, I'm bound of adventure. Hello, I'm Spoke Too Much.
Well, you'd better cut down a little then.
I'm sorry?
You'd better cut down a little then.
Oh, I see. Smoke too much, so I'd better cut down a little then.
Yes, I bet you get people making jokes about your name all the time, eh?
No, never noticed it before.
So you're interested in one of our adventure holidays, are you?
Yes, I saw your advert in the Buller supplement.
The what?
The Buller supplement.
The colour supplement?
Yes, I'm sorry, I can't say the letter B.
C.
Yes, that's right. It's all due to a trauma I suffered when I was a schoolboy. I was attacked by a bat. A cat? No, a bat.
Oh, well, can you say the letter K?
Oh, yes. Khaki, Kind, Kettle, Kipling, Kipper, Kuwait, Keeble, College, Oxford.
Yes, well, why didn't you use the letter K instead of the letter C?
What, spell Buller with a K?
Yes.
Colour. Oh, thank you. I never thought of that. What a silly punt.
Anyway, about the holiday.
Well, yes, I've been on package tours many times, and so your advert really caught my eye.
Ah, good.
Yes, you're quite right. I'm fed up with being treated like a sheep. I mean, what's the point of going abroad if you're just another tourist carted round in buses, surrounded by sweaty miners hosts from Ketchard and Boventry, and their cloth caps and their cardigans with their transistor radios and their Sunday mirrors, complaining about the tea. Oh, they don't make it properly here, do they? Not like at home. And stopping at Majorca and Bodegas, selling fish and chips and Watney's Red Barrel and calamaris and two veg, and sitting in their cotton sunfrocks, squirting Timothy White sun cream all over their puffy, raw, swollen, purulent flesh because they overdid it on the first day. And being herded into endless Hotel Miramars and Bellevues and Bonted Entals with their modern international luxury roomettes and draft Red Barrel and swimming pools full of fat German businessmen pretending they're acrobats, forming pyramids and frightening the children and barging in the queues. And if you're not at your table spot on 7, you miss the bowl of Campbell's cream and mushroom soup, the first item on the menu of international cuisine. And every Thursday night the hotel has a bloody cabaret in the bar featuring a tiny emaciated Dago with 9-inch hips and some bloated fat tart with her hair brill cream down and a big arse presenting flamenco for foreigners. And had an idle typist from Birmingham with flabby white legs and diarrhea trying to pick up hairy, bandy-legged walkway to store out well. And once a week there's an excursion to the local Roman ruins to buy cherryade and melted ice cream and bleeding Watney's Red Barrel. And one evening you visit the so-called typical restaurant with local coloured atmosphere, and you sit next to a party of people from Rill who keep singing Tare Malinos and complaining about the food. It's so greasy here, isn't it? And you get cornered by some drunken greengrocer from Luton with an Instamatic and Dr. Skull sandals and Tuesday's Daily Express, and he drones on and on and on about how Mr. Smith should be running this country and how many languages Enoch Powell can speak, and then he throws up all over the Cuba Libras and sending tinted postcards of places they don't realise they haven't visited to all hall at number 22. Weather wonderful, our marked for the next food, very greasy, but we found a charming place. Even the one in the back streets where they serve Watney's Red Barrel and cheese and onion crisps, and the according is great. Maybe it's because
Monty Python and Travel Agency on the Dr. Demento Show, number 5 on KMET. On our top 10, we've got top 4 coming up. Jim Ladd, as I was getting ready to come on this afternoon, Jim told me that he got quite a few requests on his show for Frank Zappa, and we got quite a few here too for several different numbers. And so boosting one of them into a rather enviable position on the top 10 was a rather large petition here. And this petition comes from the Los Amigos, Dimensions, and Dementites of Fountain Valley, featuring the Bruce Club, a whole bunch of guys named Bruce all signed on one page. And they wanted to hear from the album Roxy and Elsewhere. With the preamble, they were very specific about this in the petition. A little number called Penguins in Bondage. Well, that sounds demented enough. And thanks to your votes, it's number 4 this week. Do it, Frank.
Thank you. Brian, I can use a little bit more monitor. Hello, hello.
Ryan, turn up. Turn up.
All right, pardon me, folks. The name of the song is Penguin in Bondage, and it's a song that deals with the possible variations on a basic theme, which is, well, you understand what the basic theme is, and then the variations include maneuvers that might be executed with the aid of extraterrestrial gratification and devices which might or might not be supplied in a local department store or perhaps a drugstore, but at the very least in one of those fancy news shops that they advertise in the back pages of the free press. This song suggests to the suggestible listener that the ordinary procedure that I'm circumlocuting at this present time in order to get this text on television is that if you want to do something other than what you thought you were going to do when you first took your clothes off, and you just happen to have some devices around, then it's not only okay to get into the paraphernalia of it all, but what did he say? Just like a penguin in bondage, boy. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Way over on the wet side of the bed. Nerves for moisture. Just like the mighty penguin flapping off the penguin flap. Lord, you know it's all over. If she come at you on the strut and wrap all around your head, flap it off. Just like a penguin in bondage, boy, 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 boy. Shake up the pale, dry ginger ale. bondage, boy. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Howling over to some articulated flow. In the frostbite night with the flaps gone white, streaking as she's knocking the ball. Every time she sees the moon, you know it must be a penguin bound down. If you hear that terrible screaming in the rain, no other birds around. She's just like a penguin in bondage, boy. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh. She's just like a penguin in bondage, boy. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh. Oh, you must be careful not to leave her straps too loose. Cause she just might box you down. Cause she just might box you down. And leave you dry like dog biscuit.
Frank Zappa and the Mothers from the album Roxy and Elsewhere. That's number 4 on the top 10 this week. Penguins in Bondage. Oh, tie you up.
Yes,
Are you a penguin? You don't look like a penguin.
Don't you see my tuxedo?
Radio Free Mind here. Mark Lazar and James Pascal. See them if you can around town. They're my helpers tonight on the Dr. Demento Show on KMET. As we move on to song number 3, we have a petition here from the Demented Minds of Mayfield High School in Pasadena, California, and the totally spaced out friends of La Cañada Flintridge, and their representative, Anastasia Dimitriou. They want to hear the song that a lot of callers called for too, and it's called
Vatican Rag. First you get down on your knees, fiddle with your rosaries, bow your head with great respect and genuflect, genuflect, genuflect. Do whatever steps you want if you have cleared them with the pontiff. Everybody say his own Kyrie eleison, doing the Vatican Rag. Get in line in that processional, step into that small confessional. They're the guy who's got religion. I'll tell you if your sin's original. If it is, try playing it safer. Drink the wine and chew the wafer. 2, 4, 6, 8. Time to transubstantiate. So get down upon your knees, fiddle with your rosaries, bow your head with great respect and genuflect, genuflect, genuflect. Make a cross on your abdomen. When in Rome, do like a Roman. Ave Maria, gee, it's good to see you. Get excited, get started, right again, doing the Vatican Rag.
on the top 10, Vatican Rag.
We'll be to heaven 94.7 KBD. We'll be to heaven 94.7 KBD.
You never get to heaven clapping out a time like that. With the KMET-X, they're the K-Mets, they're a little bit of heaven, 94.7. Those of you who were good Dimensions and Dementites and listened to the whole show, not just the top 10, heard that I played during the second hour of the show several answer songs to one of the more controversial pieces on the top 10, and I invited your support of those, and we did get a fair amount of support for one of them, actually rather remarkable amount of support considering it was the first time on the show. And we had these 3 records, each of which kind of proposes itself as either an answer or a challenge to Freddie Blassie of Pencil Neck Geek fame. Well, one of them kind of came out the best, one called The Geek's Revenge. Almost made the top 10. The Geek's Revenge wound up number 13 in the top 10 balloting, considering that people only had about an hour to vote for it after the time it played. So I think its chances of getting on the top 10 next week would be pretty good. If those of you who are on the wrong side of Freddie Blassie would remember The Geek's Revenge, very funny tune there by Don Noon of Temple City. But as it stands now, and I must keep the top 10 honest, and we must honor the votes for what they are, the petitions, as well as the phone calls, and since Tim and Pat Timlin of Gay Street in Cyprus, and Ron Sires of Simi Valley, who sent me a nice drawing of a geek with a real pencil for a neck, and we also had a petition addressed to Jimmy from Silver Wolf, Milo, Chuck, Lenny, and Mama Bear. We've got to be honest now. This has the votes. It's not quite enough votes for number 1, mind you, but it has the votes for number 2. So here's Fred one more time. Credit where credit is due.
Back when I was a kid, life was going swell, till something happened. Blew everything to hell. That night my daddy stumbled in, all pale and weak. Said a woman up the block just gave birth to a geek. Mom said, sell it to the circus. What the heck? Dad said, nope, this one's a pencil neck. And if there's one thing lower than a sideshow freak, it's a gritty, scum-sucking pencil neck geek. You see, if you take a pencil to hold lead, it looks like a pipe cleaner attached to a head. Add a buggy whip body with a brain that leaks. You got yourself a gritty pencil neck geek. Pencil neck geek, gritty freak, scum-sucking meathead with a lousy physique. He's a one-man, no-gut losing streak. Nothing but a pencil neck geek. Pencil neck geek. Soon the geeks were popping up all over town. You couldn't hardly sneeze without knocking one down. After a nice juicy steak, if you need a toothpick, just reach for a geek. They'll do the trick. One day we cut one up for fish bait. Learned our lesson just a little bit late. Soon as the geek hit the drink, the water turned red. Next day, sure enough, all the fish were dead. Pencil neck geek, gritty freak, scum-sucking meathead with a lousy physique. He's a one-man, no-good losing streak. Nothing but a pencil neck geek. Any night, you know where I can be found. Yeah, stomping some geek's head into the ground. So keep the faith, cause in Blassie you can trust. I won't give up till the last geek bites the dust. Pencil neck geek, gritty freak, scum-sucker, meathead with a lousy physique. He's a one-man, no-gut losing streak. Nothing but a pencil neck geek. Pencil neck geek. They say these geeks come a dime a dozen. I'm looking for the guy who's supplying the dimes. It's gonna be real hard times for all of these gritty, scum-sucking, boot-licking, drop-kicking, gut-grinding, nail-biting, glue-sniffing, scab-picking, butt-scratching, egg-hatching, sleazy, smelly, pepper-bellied, dirty, lousy, rotten, stinking freaks. Nothing but a pencil neck geek. Pencil neck geek. Pencil neck. Pencil neck. Okay. Not too shabby, Mr. Blassie. Let's go for one more. Hey, I'm Blassie. Right, I realize that. I just thought perhaps we could improve on the
You know something, engineer?
yeah.
I've been wondering about you all afternoon.
Yeah,
Here it is, the middle of summer, and you're sitting there with that thick collar all the way up to your chin.
yeah, I realize, sir.
I wonder. Here, let's get a good look at it. I know it, I know it, I know it. Hey, watch it. Fred. Watch it, Fred. That deck holds 10,000 volts. You in and see how you like it. No. Come on, Pete. Nothing but a pencil neck geek.
That's number 2. What could possibly be bigger than blasphemy?
It's time for number 1. This is it. Here it comes, number 1.
We're here on a spaceship where Darth Vader has just kidnapped Princess Leia. Hey Vader, what do you want to do with the princess?
Just want to fool around.
Here's C-3PO. 3PO, Darth Vader is coming this way. What are you going to do?
Run, 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 run.
3PO! 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 There's little R2-D2. R2, what have you got to say? We are here on the planet Tatooine, where the 2 robots have just landed. 3PO, how did you get here?
I blew out my flip-flop.
R2, what have you got to say? There's Luke and Ben Kenobi. And listen, the Force! We are taking off aboard the spaceship of Han Solo. Chewie, if you could talk, what would you say? We've landed on the Death Star. Luke has rescued the princess. He's whispering something in her ear.
I'm your man.
R2, what have you got to say? They're taking off for the rebel base, which the evil Governor Tarkin is about to destroy. Governor Tarkin, why do you enjoy blowing up planets? But here come the rebel spaceships! Luke is shouting something!
Looks like we made it!
Hey R2, what have you got to say? Darth Vader's spaceships are attacking the rebels! But listen, the Force! Luke has gotten through! He's going to bomb the Death Star! Wait, Luke, I'm still down here! Help! Help!
Oh, he'll be all right. Dickie Goodman, number 1 with Star Wars on the Dr. Demento Top 10. We gotta go. David Moorhead's ready with your opinion. Be with you next week with our salute to the boob tube.
Monday I'll keep away for troubles and woes.
And Beatlemania too. And don't forget to stay active. This is KMET, Los Angeles.
Okay, so we got through it. Now what? Well, now I got some stops to make. But don't worry, there's more. There's some of 16-year-old me making a fool of himself on tape after Dr. Demento. But I'm not going to play any of that just yet. Oh, there's another bling, bling, bling for Chad. I'm going to make my stops. Make this light, maybe I'll turn it on just for a moment. All right, let's see what I had to say at the very end of the show.
2, 4, 6, 8. Who do we appreciate? Dr. D, rah, rah, rah. Dr. D, ha, ha, ha. Hello, hello, hello. As you might notice, you are listening to an orange tape rather than a blue one. We've been using the blue ones for the past few weeks, so I thought we'd break the monotony and have a couple of orange ones. Actually, the reason that we got orange ones is because there was no more blue ones. I wanted to try the orange ones too, because the blue ones last week, they didn't work out too great. And at the beginning of the show today, you noticed that they didn't work out that great. They kept going faster and slower and faster and slower.
Really? I think I noticed. I didn't sit at all. Not at all.
Do they? No, not as clear as the blue ones. I don't know why. And the orange ones also, the orange ones don't have any 10-second strip of plastic tape before the regular tape, if you notice that. We've got the rest of this side and all of the next side just to chat, at least. Well, I'm gonna do the chatting. You just sit there and listen. Or you can answer a couple of the questions that I might ask, if I do ask any. Oh, I've got something to tell you this week. I've got a duck. No, you don't have to clean the wax out of your ears. You heard me right. I've got a duck. Went out and sold all my pigeons yesterday. And got a duck. A little baby duck. And if I take him out of the box and put him on my chest drawer here, you might be able to hear him peep, because whenever he's out walking on his own, he starts peeping. So, no, not peeing, peeping, alright? Now just listen to that. That'll be it. I'm going over here and picking him up now. Here he is. Go on. Oh.
I remember that. I took him out of the box that I had him in my bedroom and put him up on my dresser. And he took a shit. That's when you heard me go, oh. And then he just started peeping away, as you heard. Not quacking. It was a baby duck. So he wasn't going Aflac, Chad. All right now, quacking duck. No, peeping duck. He was my peep. All right, I gotta go. Oh, guess I'm gonna put you on pause. Ah! I gotta go into the store, so I have to put this thing on. And I'll be back in a moment. Oh, wait, here. Let me get Chad a 3 now, in case I can't get him one later. Sit here and wait for Chad to get a 3. Come on. So we got here in a little under an hour. Would have been even earlier if we hadn't had the delay on the freeway. You know what I'm saying? Come on, where's Chad's 3? A 2 magically becomes a 3, and Chad is happy. Alright now, become a 3. Bling, 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 bling. There's your 3, Chad. I'll be back in a minute. That didn't take very long. I still gotta make a couple more stops. Ah! Well, that's gonna get old fast. Okay, let's get back to me and Yacky the shitting duck.
Should have seen it. It just took a flying leap off the gesture door and landed on a wooden floor. That must have hurt. It also did a no-no on my gesture drawer as soon as I let it down. Should have known it would do that. Yeah. Disgusting little bird. You did hear him, though. Let me go hear him. I had it on full blast and I was talking to you like this. I must be blowing out the speakers right now. That's better. Well, maybe not. This tape doesn't sound so great. You might have to turn up the volume a little to hear me, but maybe not. I don't know. I'm not that sure. I haven't thought up a name for it yet. I've had a couple of names running through my head, but nothing permanent as yet. I don't want it to be a boy's name, and I don't want it to be a girl's name, because I might find out later that if I name it Sydney, it might turn out to be a girl. If I name it Agatha, it might turn out to be a boy. So I'm going to pick a name that's not a boy's name, it's not a girl's name. You know, kind of names like Spot and Rover, those aren't boys or girls' names. Well, actually, Rover, I don't think you'd call a girl dog Rover or Spot. I mean, something like, well, you know, something that suits it, something that it does a lot, like it peeps a lot. Maybe I'll call it Peepers. When it gets older, I'll call it Quackers. I don't know. As it gets older, I guess I'll probably figure out a name for it. It'll start doing things that will be, what do you call it?
I think maybe you mean personality traits that will eventually distinguish itself. Why couldn't you think of that? You must be high or something.
Not because I've been smoking or anything. I just can't figure out what word it was that I was going to say. Anyway, the time now is 10:30 and 25 seconds exactly. I had to say that quick because by the time I got finished saying it, it might be 10:30 and 26 seconds, you know. So, anyway, it's about 10:30 and a half, 10:30 and 40 seconds now. I can sit here all day telling you what time it is. Of course, it won't do you any good because you're probably listening to this at a different time than 10:30 and 55 seconds. Especially, you'll probably be listening to it at a different time than 10:31 exactly.
Oh, hush. People so obsessed with time, like 7:23. All right, now I got 23. I got a 3. All right, I'll be back. Oh, I can breathe again. This is getting ridiculous. Mask on, mask off, mask on, mask off. Oh boy. They had one cashier lane open, and there was about at least 10 people waiting in line. All the self-serve cashier places weren't open. So I don't know what they think they're doing, but they're not doing it right. If you want to keep people away, you should have all cashier lanes open, not force people to stand in line behind each other. Did I say they ended up sending me to the customer service area and have me check out there? And there's no bagging at the customer service area, so I just held stuff up. She rang it up with her little wand, and I threw it back in the cart. I bagged it up when I got back to the car. Okay, let's go back to a simpler time. Once again, me sitting in my bedroom when I was 16 and a half years old. And forget about all this for another few minutes anyway, until I get to the next destination.
It's not my fault that these can't be in sync with what you're doing right now. That is, if anybody ever listens to these tapes, they might just sit up in a closet gathering dust.
Or in a storage unit.
You never know, though. Somebody might find them and say that they're rare recordings and buy them from me. Of course, I wouldn't want to sell them. Of course not. They're worth too much to me as they are. Not money-wise, but I mean, I've got Dr. Demento shows taped that nobody else has. Well, I don't know that for a fact. Other people might tape it too. But maybe not with the same quality and professional guidance as I do. I've got these microphones switched around. It makes it strange when I look at the meters. I talk into the right microphone and I see the left meter working, so I think I'll just switch these microphones around here. There. Now I talk into the right microphone and the right meter goes off, and the left microphone and the left meter goes. Onions, onions, la la la. Onions, onions, ha ha ha. Let's see, what else have we had? This past week, I had 3 mice. They all died. Caught 3, no, they aren't mice, they're rats. I caught 5 rats in the pigeon food. We use a big plastic trash can for the pigeon food, and there wasn't that much pigeon food in it. So when they got down there, they were almost to the bottom. And like if you got a whole 100 pounds of pigeon food in there, they can jump out with ease because they're close to the top, but it was almost empty. So they were all the way down the bottom. They couldn't get out, so I just put my slow sign that I used to have hanging up in my room, a big old traffic sign that says slow. I just put that over the trash can and kept them there. And then the next day, I went out and I put them in a Sparklets bottle. And I've had them in there ever since, till today. They'd all died. I don't know what of. Probably just being in that Sparklets bottle just got to them finally. I think there's somebody outside my window. I'm not sure. I can't be too sure. I doubt it. But I heard a noise outside anyway. Let's see what else has happened. Halloween was last week, wasn't it? Yeah, nothing special happened on Halloween. Just sitting there watching TV. Every once in a while I get interrupted by some little kids. Didn't have too many kids come by. I don't know, probably because it was on a Monday, school night, you know. I only have to go to school for 4 days this week, because Friday is Veterans Day. Let me see if it says it on the calendar. They're just, yeah, it says it on the calendar, because sometimes government or whoever it is that makes the holidays will switch the holidays around. Like, speaking of switching, it's time to switch to the other side, because this side's gonna stop. Abraham Lincoln saying it might end up on Abraham Lincoln's birthday or Valentine's Day or something like that. Usually doesn't end up on George Washington's birthday, as it should. Something's wrong with this tape. Right now it is going very, very slow, so you can't hear me, I'll bet. There's something wrong with this tape. I must be speeding up and slowing down at a tremendous rate. Everything seems to be okay now. If anything goes haywire, and I don't correct it, tough beans, you'll have to figure out what I said by what little portions you have. Because I'm not going to go back and record over tonight. Don't feel like it. Doesn't sound like any fun. No fun at all. No, no, no. Turn it right volume a little, just a little. I might blow it because I'm doing it with my toe. See how lazy I'm being today? There, I think that did it. See how lazy I'm being? I'm just so lazy that I have to turn up the volume with my toe. Toe. One of these windscreens is bent. It's got a dent in it. Makes it uncomfortable because I like to rest the microphones against my lips. See, it's just one of these lazy days. La 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 la. I wrote a letter to Dr. Demento just a little while ago during the number 2 and 1 song. I'll read it to you here. Hi, Doc. I'm writing to ask you if you got my latest tape I sent you. Not my rock solid, but a tape with a Dickie Goodman style recording. I sent it about 3.5 weeks ago, and I've been waiting for a letter from you telling me what you think of it. That's why you haven't heard from me in a while. If you didn't get it, let me know and I'll try sending you another copy. You just...
Little did I know. Oh, you missed it, Chad. Well, I was writing him to see if he'd got my tape, and he had already got my tape, but he had played it on the show, and I didn't know it because I was busy watching Roots that night. So this was a letter that didn't need to be written because he'd already played the damn tape on the show once, and that's the only time it was ever played. So I never got to hear it on the radio. After a while, though, I sent him another one, and that did get on the radio. It was a Dickie Goodman style recording. Like I said, by that I mean it's like the number 1 song that was on this particular show was that Star Wars thing with all the songs. It was that kind of recording. Anyway, I got to go inside the bank, or I got to go over there. So I'll just put you back. I was trying to show you a 3, but it changed just as I pulled it down. Ah! See, I told you it was going to get old. I forgot to do this, so I can wave to Chad. Okay. Lather up my hands here for a second. Oh, wasn't going to come here, but I still had time to kill before my next stop, which is the grocery store that won't let me in until 8 o'clock. So I figured, well, I might as well stop here and pull out a little money just in case. Little emergency money. So now by the time we get to the store, I should be able to walk right in, grab a cart, and grab all the stuff I need. In the meantime, here's some more Stupid Me from 1977.
You just can't trust the males, I guess. The tape was an interview with the crew and cast of MN2, Metro News, if you're curious. For my request, I'd like to hear I Was Stoned and I Missed It. Be looking for you Sunday, Dan Docken. P.S. Since you're going to be playing Beatle Dementia this Sunday, why not play some Chipmunks singing the Beatles hits? Just a thought I wanted to pass on. Dee-dee. Dun, 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 dun.
Wow. Here's a little,
Oh, here's me breaking in years and years later to explain what I've just explained. Talk about redundancy.
P.S. to that. That tape ended up being on the air the week that I was watching The Hobbit, which was the week before or the week before this tape. And so, well, I missed it.
Oh yeah, that's right. It was The Hobbit. It wasn't Roots. So I just corrected myself. How about that?
I was stoned and I missed it.
I don't want to awaken him, but I've got to open this drawer. I woke him up. I don't know if it's him or her, so what am I saying that for? Another thing that I did this week, I changed my stereo into a 4-channel. How did I do that, you ask? It's very simple, I say. There's 2 little devices in the back of my console that you hook up extra speakers to, and it'll give you a 4-channel effect from your stereo. Well, actually, you gotta have 4 speakers to get the 4-channel effect. Another thing that happened, this happened just this morning when I woke up. I went out and let Bobo out in the backyard, and I went out through the playroom. You know, you might not know the way around this house because whoever's listening to this might never have been in this house. Anyway, I let Bobo out in the backyard, and as I was walking back into the house, into the main portion of the house, I see this little bag sticking out from under a wipe your feet rug, I guess you'd call it. And I went, that looks like a marijuana bag. No, it couldn't be that. So I picked it up to throw it away, and what do I see in there but pot? And I just went, wow, I am lucky that I found that, and I am sure glad that Gus and my dad didn't find it, because that would make it terribly hard to explain, you know. I mean, yeah, I don't know how I got there. Maybe Gus, no, maybe Gus dropped it. Jody, see you later. Hang on a minute again. We're going into mono for a few minutes here while I go into the other room. I'm gonna turn on the radio for the left channel. So if you want to hear me, turn to the right. If you want to hear radio, turn to the left. But before I do all of this, I've got a question to ask you, Danny. And I'm aiming this question at me. However many years away from right now I'm listening to this. That is, if I'm listening to this right now. Danny, I want you to tell me right now. I'm going to leave some blank space here for you to tell me this. For you to fill in the blank, you know. Alright, whatever happened to Bobo? Whatever happened to Trixie? Whatever happened to Scuffy? Whatever happened to Salika? And whatever happened to the duck? If they're still alive, all the better. If they're not, state when and how, to the best of your knowledge, they kick the bucket. You got it? Okay, and you've got 20 seconds. No, I'll give you 45 seconds starting right now. Do it quick.
45 seconds, you're so generous. So if I run into your other time, big fucking deal, huh? Alright, here it is. 3 years and about 4.5 months later.
Now, wait a minute. I don't think that 3 years and 4.5 months is long enough, so I'm breaking in here. About 10 years and 3 months or something like that. Let me see. November, December, January, February, March. Wait, hold on. Yeah, there we go. That's it. It's 10 years and 4 months. I had to check and make sure that this was the right date. Today is, March. Yeah, that's right. March the 6th, 1988. Making it 10 years and 4 months since the day I recorded this tape. So it's also a Sunday, too. It's a Sunday morning, about 4:24 in the morning here. So anyway, what's going on? Bobo, he was put to sleep by my dad one day when Jody and I were in school because we didn't really want it to happen because we were too attached to him, but he had to be because he was too old. And that's how Bobo died. Trixie, one day, just went in the backyard to feed her and Scuffy, and she was dead. We think that she might have eaten something from a neighbor's garbage can that poisoned her. We didn't know about it or something like that. Salika died of kidney failure or some form of internal cancer or something like that. Intestinal problem or something. But she died at the vet's office with a high temperature, which turned into a low temperature and then no temperature. Scuffy was given to my dad's ex-secretary, and as far as I know, is still living happily ever after. Goodbye.
You forgot about the duck. Well, I'll tell you about the duck. Here it is, 18 years and a few months later. Today's May 25th, 1996.
Let's go with 25 years later. Well, 24 years and 7 months, I don't know. It's July 16th, 2002, and the duck was donated to the pond over by Independence Hall at Knott's Berry Farm. However long it lived, I don't know.
Wow, that was a lot of nothing, wasn't it? You don't know what all those things were I was talking about. I was talking about my dogs, my childhood dogs, and the duck. That was weird hearing my voice progress. And now here we are, another 18 years later. All right, I gotta go. I'll be back. You keep missing the threes, Chad. Well, we might get a three here. Well, I'm sure we will. It's either going to take 6 minutes or 9 minutes, but we'll get a three. Oh, boy. Mask off. Thank you. All right, I'm just going to... I know there's a lot more of this old 16-year-old me than we have time to listen to. So we're just going to listen to as much as we can, and that'll be that. That's not what I want to play. I want to play music. I don't want to play me from the past, but that's how it winds up, so let's listen to some more me from the past.
Some way to get rid of the smoke. I don't know, maybe I won't be smoking pot in years to come.
That's funny.
Quit one of these days.
Yeah, and monkeys might fly out of my butt.
Look at this guy.
That'd be wild to see. Actually, I'm approaching my 30th year anniversary in a couple of years, so I guess it's like 28 years I've been smoking weed.
I think I'll go to a shopping center that's not open. Asshole.
Cancel research on guys that smoke weed. Well, I guess now that it's...
Shut up. All these me breaking in from the future is starting to bug me. I'm skipping to the end. I'm doing you all a favor.
I'm gonna go get something else to put in here, and when I get in there, I'm gonna push the pause button. I wonder if Downey's gonna be coming over before the tape is out. He has for the last couple of weeks, or at least once in a while he has. Clean up all these burnt benches. See, only the finer arts. None of this silly rigmarole. Oh wow. I'm sure glad that bug wasn't stuck on the door by the paint. Gus would have been furious if he found that a bug stuck on the door. That looks great. You gotta see it, it's all brown and parts of it are coated with resin. How far can I open this door? Far enough. Crud. That pipe down. That light's good enough. Everybody's gonna be listening to music for a minute. I was talking into the wrong microphone for a minute. I tried to end that song as best I could, because it just started ending just as I had finished what I was doing. So you know what I mean? That orange tape gives a strange orange tint to the inside of the cassette deck. The time is now I hear something. The time is 11:11 and 40 seconds now. I heard something outside. sound like people talking.
Sounds like you're paranoid.
What to do? How much tape? I'll be right back. Go check and see how much tape there is.
Ding for Chad.
No, don't say that, because there's no such thing as you're going to get them in trouble.
Okay, I won't say it then.
Because there's no such thing as extended hours under California law, as far as I know.
It happens in one place and it won't happen in another.
Well, I sort of think now that you've said it on the radio, it ain't going to happen there anymore. Okay?
Well, you know, if one place is going to do it, there should be the other. And
well, no,
as
they say,
city line.
No, what they're going to say is one place was doing it illegally, so they're going to see that they don't do it again. Because the liquor inspectors are very tough.
No, I understand the liquor laws very well. It's just the right to play live should be extended. And serving the drinks, what's the big deal?
Okay, I thought you were talking about serving drinks again.
No, exactly. If you stop serving drink, what's the big deal if the live bands play?
Stop serving drinks and lock up the place. You have to lock up the liquor.
Well, exactly.
But the problem is when you start doing that.
But they do it in New York all the time.
The places losing money. Yeah, but in New York you can also serve late. There are places that are open till 4 o'clock in the morning serving.
Oh yeah, I understand that, but it's as easily done there as it can be done here.
As far as closing it up and not serving liquor.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. There's no profit in it to the establishment, obviously. Most of the places are geared to 1 8-hour shift, right?
Yes, exactly. I understand that.
I mean, they bring their employees in, so when they do that and they go live, it's going to be on an overtime basis. And you're talking about them laying out the bucks for paying overtime for people to cover non-revenue hours because they're not going to make any money during those hours. So what you're going to
boils down to politics.
Well, yeah, politics. What it boils down to is if everybody would like to kick in some extra bucks to keep the place open after hours and sort of reduce their overhead.
So you think that comes down to the owner's decision of the club?
To an extent, because the guy's crazy. He's paying time and a half for everybody to stay, and there's no revenue coming in.
All right, we'll let David Moorhead have the last word because I'm done. I gotta go. This has been like 2.5 hours almost. So deuces, peace out, PC out, IBC root beer out, 10-4 over and out, 8:33 Chad. There you got your double threes at the end. All right now, boy, click.